And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
Hello, my friends. Thank you for joining us. We're live. It is Sunday, the 13th day of September 2009. We're going to be live here for the next 2 hours, as we are every single Sunday. I do talk radio 6 days a week, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. That's 12 noon to 4 p.m. live, and then back Sundays with an abbreviated wrap-up of the week past. And I look forward into the week ahead from 4 to 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Okay, I want to get into the fact that the German media, the French media, the Russian media, the British media, all reported at least 2 million people, one of the biggest marches in U.S. history in D.C. yesterday. One of the biggest marches in U.S. history. In fact, the headline in the Mail, one of the biggest papers in England, up to 2 million march to U.S. Capitol to protest against Obama's spending in Tea Party demonstration. And we're simulcasting the radio show at prisonplanet.tv. But if you go up to prisonplanet.com, even if you're not a prisonplanet.tv viewer, you can watch time-lapse video from the local news stations from on top buildings where they weren't just filling the mall, they were filling other major side roads for miles. Well over 2 million people. If you fill the mall and then the area of the Capitol, that's about 800,000. It was well over 2 million. CNN, the New York Times, the Austin American-Statesman, where I live, they all reported that it was thousands, a couple thousand. Well, there you can see on your screen the time-lapse photography just of one area off the mall, and then watch it fill up that street as you look back over 2 miles down that major thoroughfare, completely, totally jam-packed and filled for over 2 miles. And that's just one shot from a camera on top of a building. That is just one shot as people march down towards the mall. One road. And the foreign news took photos. There's videos of it. We have them posted up on Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. Scores of videos where it's just every major road in and around the central area of D.C., around the monuments and the mall and the Capitol. Just solid people everywhere. Foreign press estimates 2 million or more. French news is reporting upwards of 3 million. We don't know. Millions. And you know what I saw? Infowars.com signs, Ron Paul signs, Rand Paul signs. The media is trying to balkanize this and make it a left-right issue and say, oh, it was all Glenn Beck. And I would say probably a third of it or so probably was Fox News. People that don't want big government. They didn't mind Bush tripling the size of government and lying to him about WMDs, but they don't like it that Obama's doing it with the gun control, the open borders, the government health care, the National Compulsory Service, the cap and trade taxes. They're mad. And but the bigger issue here is the media keeps lying. Earlier in the week, with Obama's address to Congress on health care, CNN admitted they double-sampled Democrats in their polls. So 2/3 were Democrats, 1/3 were Republicans. They announced it was a fair poll and said, oh, look, his poll numbers went up after the speech. Before the speech, they sampled people against the health care, 50%, those for it, 50% roughly, Republicans, Democrats. Then they did 2/3 Democrats and put out that fake poll. There's all sorts of chicanery going on. I want to hear from you on it. There was also other demonstrations around the country. 888-201-2244, 888-201-2244. It is Sunday, September 13, 2009. We are live, 888-201-2244, or locally, 512-646-1776. Sorry if you're offended by 1776. The media now says that's racist and evil and bad, and Homeland Security documents say American flags and the term 1776 are evil. We're not going to let our free speech be chilled. We'll still say the dirty word, 1776. The spirit of 1776 is being revived. The latest 9/11 info with Charlie Sheen going public, Fox News attacking us, and a lot more.
Direct from Austin, coast to coast, and in your face. You're listening to the Alex Jones Broadcasting Network.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it is September 13th, 2009 on this live Sunday edition. We're going to take a lot of your phone calls today at 888-201-2244 or 512-646-1776. Get you up and on the air at 888-201-2244. Coming to you live from the InfoWars Command Center, deep in the heart of Central Texas, Austin, Texas. Coming to you from South Austin. And we are simulcasting not just on the radio, on AM and FM, global shortwave satellite, but also on the internet at Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com and in living color. We also produce it as a television show, so you can see all the documents and video clips if you're a PrisonPlanet.tv member at PrisonPlanet.tv right now. I want to get into one of the biggest ever recorded marches in D.C., bigger than Martin Luther King's. Bigger than Louis Farrakhan's Million Man March, bigger than pro-Obama marches, bigger than anti-Bush, anti-war marches, bigger than anything seen in memory. And that's what the Mail Online, that's what Le Figaro in France is reporting, that's what Der Spiegel in Germany is reporting. We have posted on Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com videos from on top buildings, foreign newscast, 2 million or more conservatively filling the mall, filling major side roads, 2 mile long, just the overflow on major roads coming off the mall was 2 miles back, solid jam-packed people. 2 miles. In fact, we're going to be playing that clip in a moment. But the media spun this and national news said a couple thousand. The Austin American-Statesman has the headline today, thousands come out. No, ladies and gentlemen, it was a lot more than thousands. A lot more than thousands. Here's the Austin American-Statesman headline. Thousands rally with or against Obama. They even spun it. And this is the voice of the local statesman. It's really the New York Times. They published a New York Times story, but I got this from the Statesman. Thousands rally with or against. So they number one distort and say it's thousands when it's millions. And then they say, oh, and a lot were for Obama. Reading foreign news reports, they're saying that maybe 1 out of 20 was an Obama supporter. And I've watched scores of videos last night and today, and you do occasionally see a pre-printed out by the White House official blue Obamacare sign. But then you see all the hand-drawn grassroots signs by the people. And look at that time lapse on screen as they just boils in and fills up the major roads marching towards the mall. That's just a building cam of one road leading to the mall. That's easily 1 million people right there. But again, up to 2 million marched to U.S. Capitol to protest against Obama's spending and Tea Party demonstration. Mail Online, one of the big papers in England. Up to 2 million people marched to the U.S. Capitol today carrying signs with slogans such as Obamacare makes me sick. And they protested the president's health care plan and what they say is out-of-control spending. The line of protesters across Pennsylvania Avenue for blocks all the way up to the Capitol, according to the Washington Homeland Security and Emergency Management Agency. That's right. Homeland Security admits it was 2 million, but that won't be in our news. You have to go to foreign news to see these photos and videos. Notice CNN and others would show up-close groups of people. People were chanting, enough, enough. And we, the people, others yelled, you lie, and Pelosi has to go, referring to California Congresswoman Nancy Pelosi. Demonstrators waved U.S. flags and held signs reading, Go Green, Recycle Congress, and I'm not your ATM. Men wore colonial costumes, and they listened to speakers who warned of Judgment Day, election year 2010. Yeah, but then Republicans will stop posing like they're opposition to big government, and then they'll go in and sell us out until we realize that both parties are bought and paid for by offshore banks and make the issues about abolishing the Federal Reserve and arresting the criminal cartel that's carried this out. And I will say, looking at the videos and photos and talking to people that were there, most of them were Alex Jones listeners, Ron Paul supporters, libertarians. That is being hijacked by kind of the mainline Roger Ailes run, Rush Limbaugh, Glenn Beck arm of things. But it doesn't matter. As soon as Republicans get in a year and a half and lie and sell everybody out, you will have a complete wake-up happen at that point. You've already got Congress with an 11% approval rating again. Both parties are hated. The people will give the Republicans one more chance to abolish the Fed, one more chance to get us out of these wars. That's like when Ron Paul went to CPAC, the big Republican meeting this year. He got a standing ovation when he said Republicans aren't for these corrupt preemptive wars. And almost everyone, we played the video here, you can go watch it. Just go watch Ron Paul's speech at CPAC with Limbaugh in attendance, standing up, just more than 8,000 people in attendance, clapping. See, it's an illusion that conservatives and libertarians want war. It's a fraud.